Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Xingyi. We have the several movements from yesterday that are giving us a little bit of a transition to the last of the animals in our form, monkey. As we work through this set, there are two things that we're going to pay attention to today. One of them is the dynamic of the movement, and the other is the turn. We're going to work on that a little bit more this morning as well. All right, and part of that is to pay attention to how we can use that as both the jump spin, and a step through. Feet about shoulder width apart, shoulders down, up through the crown of the head, wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, bend the knees, and circle the front, and back around to both sides, up along the center line, smile. Stretch out, reach out, one more time, reach out. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. All right, so with what we're doing, a little bit of a review, right? And yes, I almost did. All right, I would like to leave out part of that move. I'm not trying to, but my reaction, my habit is to do something different. Should I? Shouldn't I? Part of that depends on the application and the circumstance and what I'm doing. Part of it is, this is what the form gives us, we should do that. All right? The effort to change what we have, change this, I'm gonna make it into something else. I went over here and I learned this thing, and I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna work on it a little bit. I'm gonna change it into something else, and this is something else that I'm gonna practice now. Lots of folks do that. That's how we got a lot of the martial arts that we have. Okay? It's not necessarily a bad thing. When it's done arbitrarily, when it's done because, well, that's what I felt like, no. The discipline to practice in the same way, as close as you can get to what your teacher did, that discipline is what gives us a lineage in the arts. If I go over here and I dabble over here, and then I dabble over here, and then I dabble over here, and I dabble, I learn a few things. I absolutely can learn a few things. What do your forms look like? Do they look like what your teacher might have done? Maybe, maybe not. Is there a visible connection in the movement itself that would allow someone who knows what they're looking at, it's not just, anybody and everybody, but would allow somebody who knows what they're looking at to say, this person is very likely a student of that person, or vice versa. This person is very likely a teacher of that person. What do we see there? Part of it is this idea that what belongs in this form, not something that I've learned several things from Huang Weilun. I learned a whole lot more from Liu Zhang. So I can't move quite the same way that Liu Zhang moves. I can't. It doesn't happen. All right? And I could go on at length for some of the reasons behind that. I tried to get close, right? Here's what I can do. And here's some of the skill that I bring to what this movement should be. Because understanding what it should be gives us how to do it. All right, so I'm pay attention to this as I'm doing this, right? We're here. I'm just gonna walk through this for a second. Here. Sink into the back leg. Get ready to turn or jump, right? As I come around here, step through, keep going, and come back. That series, if we think about it, I think about the dynamic, I think about when I first learned these moves, right? Because we do that. As we work on things, as we practice, we remember I was in this place at this time working on this movement. I actually made a point of doing that in several cases. So I very clearly remember practicing Yang style Tai Chi on the beach. I was living 10 minutes drive from the beach at the time, so it was easy for me to go there early in the morning. I have several other circumstances that I remember. So this is one of them. All of the classes that I'm teaching here have a connection for me to both the arts and how I practice, right? That connection is something that we want to develop. We want that. It gives us another way to remember what we may have forgotten, what we may have been not paying so much attention to, right? So as I'm here and I come around, I want to be able to coordinate that movement well. Notice that I'm not dropping down that much today. I'll do it later, but not right now. The point that I'm working on right now is this dynamic through the move, right? I'm going to exaggerate this. Step forward, keep going, and then step back. That dynamic, right? Forward and back is where we start the change to monkey. It's the beginning, right? As we step up, okay, I know I'm good with the jump later. All right, as we step up, I'm here. Yeah, here. Right? I'm here. Weights on the left, right hand up, left hand down. This press down, this holds up. Monkey holds beach. Right? As I step forward, this has to come down. Each one. This is going to come forward some more. As I come up, golden pheasant stands on one leg, shift back. The dynamic as we step forward gives us the step back. We have to pay attention here as I step forward here that I'm going to keep going and then return. That effort within the movement itself, right? So right now I'm doing everything very static. I'm not connecting things. There's no turn here, turn, right? Very static. As we put that back in, we need to take advantage of what we're doing with the waist, what we're doing with the shoulders, and what we're doing with how the movement changes and returns. Being able to fundamentally pick a spot and hit it on one leg is something that we do have to pay attention to. Alright, so slowly, right foot front, right hand front, left foot back, left hand to the lower dantian, right hand to the middle dantian, sink, both hands come down as you sink. So it's not just bend and the hands come down. It's everything goes together, right? Step around, turn through the step. Do it again. We're here. Sink. Turn. Remember that as you bring your left foot around, bring your hip with it. That's the only way that your foot is going to get into the correct position for the turn. It's the only way. And it's the same position that you have to land in if we're jumping. Because we're landing on the left. Remember, right foot's up. Landing on the left. That, let me do it this way. Alright, so, hands on the hips, and I'm going to turn as I should, so that I can go back around behind me. Right? Watch the hips, watch the foot. I'm going to leave my hips where they are. I'm not going to take my hip with me. I'm not taking my shoulder with me. Everything stays where they are. I'm just going to try and do it with my foot. I'm going that way. Yeah. Everything goes with. I'm going this way. Right? There's a pretty big difference in the angle. And that makes all the difference in being able to come around and be in a correct position, a correct standing position. Right? My foot's about here, 45. Yes. My foot's out here, 90. No. Ballet first, demi-plie. Not quite. My turnout's not quite as good as it used to be. Okay? We don't use this position. We don't. No, we don't. We don't. We might use this one, but we're not looking for this one. Right? When you turn, bring the hip with you. Notice what happens. Do this with me. I'm going to turn around. When you turn, pay attention to your shoulder and the side of your body over here so that this turns. As your foot moves, set your right foot. Pay attention to your shoulder. Bring your arm across so this is tucked in. This is all going to turn. All right? And just leave your right hand down. Ready, sink, turn. Pay attention where your foot goes. Ready, sink, turn. Take your head with you. The head has to turn. All right? One more time. There's my foot. All right? So I've got opportunity here as I turn, as I step. Right foot front, left foot back. We're going to walk through it. Okay? Excuse me. Yeah. Ready? Sink. Turn. Again. Sink. Turn. Remember to pick up the heel on the right foot. Leave the toes down. Let the foot spin as you come around. You don't need to pick it up. You just leave it there as we step through. Right? The other piece of this that we have is that we can take a step. I'm here. It's not simply here, come around. Right? That little additional movement, part of that comes from the turn, part of that comes from footwork, part of that comes from paying attention to that twist as we're well placed over the supporting leg. Okay? From dragon and tiger joined together. Right foot back, left foot front. Right fist, okay, right fist punch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, sink, walk through, set, step up, forward, and back. We'll work on that in a second. The pull down here gives us that down that we need to go up. All right. If we don't sink here, it's really hard to go up. All right. That the same as we have with bird. I have a bird in my hand. Every time the bird, this is old example, all right, a bird in my hand. Every time the bird starts to take off, I release my hand so there's nothing solid under the bird can't take off. Doesn't have anything to push against. Sink to go up. In this case, we can also use this right here to come around. All right, that turn should be reasonably quick, similar to what it would be if you were in the air. Paying attention to where you're going to end up. In dance, we call it spotting. Pick spot. This is where I'm going. I'm here, and I'm going to end up here. I'm here, and I'm going to end up here. Which one? I'm here, and I want to end up here. I'm here, I'm going to, you have to pick one. In this case, it's 180. We want to go the other direction. So, too much force, too much, will spin you 360. Don't go there. Don't do that. Place the foot well as you step through. Pay attention to what the upper body is doing. Pay attention to this. Right foot back, left foot front. Ready the right hand. Bung chuan. Sink. Step through. It gives us this, right? Sink. Pi chuan. And step back. That step up and step back can cover more or less space. The idea behind, so we have golden pheasant stands on one leg, and we pull back for monkey. That, you saw me doing a little bounce down here, right? Little bounce. I'm doing two things there. One is paying attention to what I should be doing in that step. That little bit of bounce should be there. Not quite what I was doing, but yeah, it's close. The second thing I was doing was checking my knees. Knees, how you doing this morning? Hey, I'm going to do some things. Right? That listening to what your body is telling you is something I talk about all the time. Some days are better than others, right? That sense of what can I do today and what do I need to pay attention to in this movement is everything that I teach, right? So, let's keep going. Step up, each one. As I step up, ready, as you step, we're going to do this together. As I step up, ready the front foot to take all the weight. And sink into it. Go down first before you come up on it. That will give you the strength to support as you extend this hand out. This opens. That dynamic as you're coming up. So split this open as you come up. Right foot front, right hand front. Each one. Ready the front foot, ready the left hand. Up. Again. Ready. Up. One more time. Ready. Up. Stay there. All right, relax for a second. Staying up there gives you placement, and it helps you develop the strength as well as the recognition of where that spot is. And hey, this feels comfortable up here. I could be up here for a little while. I'll be all right. That's what you want. All right. As we step back, this opportunities. Alright. This hand can pull in as well. There are this hello. Or my knee that would hurt too. It would. Alright, so as we pay attention to what we might do, where are my opportunities here? Paying attention to how we use the dynamic of that move, right? I'm going to sink here. Before I come up, right? Front foot ready, left hand ready. As I start up, the hands split. And there I go. All right, I was close. I was close. A little too much weight on that side. And if you were paying attention, you would have seen it. All right? Don't go that way. Yeah. Bring it back. Stay there. Stay there. All right, now put it down. All right, that second time, right? Open this up. No. Compensating. I'm leaning too much this way. I need more weight on this side. What can I do? I use my leg. No. We don't want to do that. For this exercise, we're going to do this again. For this exercise, we do want to pay attention to what that might be. So that how can I stay placed? What do I need to do to stay on my foot? What do I need to do to stay over my foot so that I don't wobble to either side. What do I need to do? All right. Ready the right foot. Left hand. Come on up. Hold the hip, hold the shoulder. Keep the leg straight and put it down. A little bit, right? The expectation that you're going to hit that point and it's going to work perfectly, especially in slow motion, is unrealistic. There are folks who probably can. I was off a little bit, that's why I stepped to that side. All right? Dead center. Yeah. That one was good. Knowing that, that's my point. That is my point. I did this one this way. I did no, not quite. Did this one, yeah, maybe. All right, and oh yeah, this one was good. All right, what's the difference? Seriously, what's the difference? It's on video now. It's recorded, right? What's the? I want you to look at it. What's the difference? Shoulder alignment, the hip, the way that my weight was balanced, the way that I transferred the weight as I came up. So I'm doing this in slow motion. We're not doing it in slow motion in form. No, we don't. No, we don't. Practicing this way gives us time to analyze everything that we're doing. You got plenty of time. Where's your foot? Are your toes open? Right? Your foot well placed? No, foot's not well placed. Well, then that's a problem. How do you do that? How do you set so that your foot is well placed? So that as you come up, the foundation, your foot, is going to support you. Two things that we can pay attention to. One is the center at the ball of the foot, the Yong Chuan. So as you step, grip the toes just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. Okay, so it's not flat like this, gripped a little bit. That pulls up the Yong Chuan. It acts like a magnet. Stick the foot to the ground. The other one is the center and the base of the heel, the Jiao Gun. Stick that down as well. As you do that, set the heel, just same as I'm setting the heel in my hand, except it's a whole lot more subtle, right? Set the heel, grip with the toes just a little bit. That stabilizes your foot. So that as you come up, your foot is stable. If your foot's just flat on the floor, just put it there, you're not going to be stable. And you're not going to be able to draw that energy up. I mean, we haven't talked about that yet. I got to work on that tomorrow. We have a lot more to cover this morning. All right, so that pull up through the arch of the foot, stick through the toes and the heel, gives us pretty stable foot placement. Use that as we come up to make your stance stronger. Okay, so as you come up, there's that up and down. As you come up, you have to go down. Stick the foot, go up and down. Both hands go in opposite directions. This one stops back up here by the ears. This one goes out to the front. Palm out. Here. that as we step back, this hand, left hand, comes to the right shoulder. Right hand sweeps down and across. And I'm turned 45. Right? Body's going this way. Here's my hip. Here's my shoulder. Hips, shoulders. All right, the next step is to step out again. We're not doing that today. All right, let's pay attention to what we have for right now. Right now we have right foot front, and we're going to walk through that turn. Step up, each one. Come up and step back. As you step back, remember that idea of step close. So I'm up here, step back, close the right foot, bring that in. Everything comes in, and there needs to be space here, right? No, we don't do this, right? So, here. I. Alright, space. And notice where my hands are. Shoulder, groin. A little bit over to the opposite hip. Not much. No. No. Yes. Part of the appearance is because this is how it appears if I'm turned, right? Part of the reason for that is because I am turned. Turned shoulders. The hips are slightly more turned than the shoulders. So if my hips are here, my shoulders are over here. Just a little touch, just a little bit. Turn through the waist. Right? Twist. I'm exaggerating. Let's do this a couple of times. Step forward, and we're going to step back onto the left, close the right and the left in the opposite direction. Step back. Again. Left hand, put it up here someplace. Right hand over here. Step back. Again. Step back. One more time. Step back. That okay. We're just here. Step back. In the form, the left leg is up, right? So when I step back, there's no need to transfer my weight. I just put foot down. How far back I step has part to do with my own leg length, part to do with how much I push against the right. How far I want to go back, right? So I can step here, here. That is a fairly small step, right? Here. more often than not, I'm not going to take that small step. I might. There could be space restriction, there could be some other condition that would say, you know, I'm going to take that small step. Normally, I'm not going to do that. I'm not. And you see me not do that most of the time. So as I step up here, I cover 2 steps going back. All right? Step up, step back. That not really double step, but covering a little bit more distance. All right, so I'm here, step up and back. If I'm stepping back, I'm doing 2 things. I'm retreating and I'm getting ready to do something else. In this case, I know I'm getting ready to do something else, right? As we step through, understanding that I'm still going this way, I'm not going to continue going back. This is a little bit different than what we pay attention to in tiger. Tiger washing its face, right? I'm here. I am going back. But I'm still looking forward, right? I still have a sense of what I need to pay attention to in front of me. In this case, we're here. Different method, similar idea. I'm backing up. I'm also paying attention to what have I got over here. All right, multiple opportunities right here. This hand, multiple opportunities. Right? Anything from here up. Ideal target, probably I would be going for the chin with the heel of my hand. It would hurt. This hand, cover and or pull. Depending on position and angle, right? So if I'm going to pull here, I need to be to the inside of my opponent. What's this other hand over there doing? I need to be cautious of that, right? Because this hand has got this one. Pull here. If I'm at the outside, if I'm on the outside, this ain't gonna do anything. What am I gonna do? I wave? Hi? No. For this, I need to be to the inside. That sense of, and there's probably a couple things I could do from the outside, but this is intended to the inside. This idea behind, what might I be doing? What are my opportunities here? Something that is protecting myself. Something that is asking the opponent to leave, right? And don't forget this one. This notion of use of the movement, that there's an application, multiples of applications. Behind each and every one of the movements that we're doing is something that both Huang Wenlin and Liu Zeng taught me. We're not dancing. It may look pretty. We want it to look nice. The movement should be pleasing to look at. by, to use my own terminology, it's not foo-foo. It's not just fluff and puff. It's not, doesn't this look pretty and whatever it is. It's got an application. My cat's name is Foo and she thinks I called her. All right. All right. It's got substance behind it. And we need to pay attention to that, even if that's not as visible as in some other arts. That's one of the things that Xingyi does. It tends to be, you pretty much know what you're doing. Tai Chi, Bagua, not so much. And in a series of moves, it may be less apparent what is actually being done compared to this movement. This series of moves appears well coordinated, well placed, well timed, versus not so much. Static, forced, awkward, too much strength in the wrong place at the wrong time. This much. All right. Whole thing. Right foot back. And we're going to walk through it. I'm going to do it 2 times. 2 times? 3 times. Walk through it, and then we're going to do it 3 more times with the jump. Right foot back, left foot front, ready for Bung Chuan. Step, sink, walk through, step up, through, and back. Do it again. Ready? Right fist ready, and Bung Chuan. Step, kick, punch, sink, turn around, Pi Chuan, step up, and step back. One more. Ready? Left foot front, right foot back. Step up, Bung Chuan. Dragon and Tiger, Bung Chuan, sink, turn around, step up, and through, come back. All right. With the jump. Left foot back, or excuse me, left foot front. Ready the right fist. 1, 2, 3, sink, turn, step through, come up, and back. Again. Left foot front. Ready the right fist. Step, stick, punch, down, turn, P, up, and back. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Relax. All right. That little bit of turning. I'm going to work on this again tomorrow. That little bit of turning through the waist, as right here, as we come around, makes all the difference in how smoothly you make that turn. The adjustment to go down before you come up gives you, and I was leaning a little bit, right? Go down before you come up. Straight up. I hit it that time. It matters. It does matter. That clear body alignment carries through everything else that we're doing. It also gives us the placement that we want, so that as we begin to use that energy, that down to go up, I want to use that. I don't want it to just be convenient. Oh yeah, hey, that's a great technique, like that. No. We're going to use that. That idea behind that, this is Santi-Bull, sink, same thing, sink, to come up. That connection through the whole body, the comfort that you develop with that particular movement. Okay? I'm real comfortable up when I hit the right spot. I'm real comfortable up there. I can stay up there for a long time, right? You will hit that spot, and you'll feel it, and it'll be like, oh well, hey, I can do this all day. Good. Remember that. We want that. Even when we're moving on two legs, not trying to stand there on one leg, we want that. Where am I in space? How comfortable am I moving in this space? What space do I have, right? What's my body able to cover? What space do I have? What am I working with? Which movements, right? And how do I bring more of the energy from those movements into what I'm doing? It sounds like, no, wait. I'm doing the movements and I'm going to get... As we're moving, we are generating kinetic energy. We want to use that, not simply create it. We want to pull it back in and be able to use it. That's the dynamic of sinking to go up. We want to use that. I'm going to talk a lot more about this. Well, I'm not going to talk so much more about it tomorrow. We're going to work on it. Let's do two more. First one, walk through the turn. Second one with the jump. Left foot front, right foot back. Ready the right fist, Bung Chuan, step left, left and right, and down, walk through, Pi Chuan, step up, and step back. Alright, with the jump, left foot front, ready the right fist, step left, Bung Chuan, right left, punch, down, turn around, Pi Chuan, up, and back. In here. Pay attention to this idea that there's a little bit of, again, not so much bounce as you're not going to sit there. Okay? Think about a little monkey. Little monkeys scurrying around. They're not going to sit there. They're going to get up and go do something, right? Okay, so these little ones. The flexibility through the waist and the flexibility through the legs and holding strength through the upper body will carry this. It's not, this is flexibility here. How much flexibility do I have and how strong? Flexibility. How strong am I? Is up here. That's going to govern more how far I can go down than the flexibility of my knees. Okay? We're going to work on that a little bit more tomorrow as well. I'm going to stop here for today. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Thursday and Friday, Qigong, and tomorrow, I keep saying that we're going to review all of this and we're going to refine it a little bit. I hope you'll join me. Thank you.